Hello there everybody, Martin here from Affinity for Commander. Yes, I have returned after taking a 3-month break from making videos for the channel, which does mean that gameplay videos are in the works. But for now though, I thought I'd take this opportunity to geek out over some of the many horror references that appear in the latest Magic the Gathering set, Duskmourne House of Horrors. If you plan on purchasing any of the cards that appear in this video, or in fact any Magic the Gathering content for that matter, then be sure to use one of our affiliate links in the video description. It won't cost you anything extra to do this, but it really helps out the channel a lot. And as always, all prices that appear in this video are from our amazing sponsor, cardmarket.com. So without further ado, here are my top 7 favourite horror movie references hidden in Duskmourne cards. In my number 7 slot we have Say Its Name, a reference to the 1988 Tim Burton classic Beetle Juice. And just a heads up with this one, the newly released sequel is nowhere near as good as the original. Shame really. In any case, I love how this card shows increasing tension and lowering of sanity by milling you each time you say the creature's name, or cast the card in this instance. Really adds a little bit of flavour and ups the tension to what you're doing. And to top it all off, if you're successful in casting this card 3 times, you're rewarded with the presence of a 9/9 trampoline monster straight to the battlefield, which will let you draw cards if your opponent so much as points at it. Yes, it's a shame though that this ritual is all but impossible to pull off in Commander, though if any of you manage to do it, please let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear about it. At number 6 on this list, we have our killer shark cliche in the form of Dagger Megalodon. And if you haven't ever thought about it, there are a lot of shark-based horror films out there. For instance, we have Jaws and its 3 sequels, the Deep Blue Sea trilogy, 47 Meters Down 1 and 2, the many Sharknado films, the Meg 1 and 2, the Reef and its sequel, the Jurassic Shark series, the Sharktopus franchise, and who could forget the 2, 3, 5 and 6-headed shark films. True cinema masterpieces, to be sure. Anyway, Dagger Megalodon perfectly channels the spirits of each of these shark-toothed monsters, explaining why everyone has a deep down fear of the deep somewhere inside of them. This creature never rests, hence the vigilance, and is tough enough to survive even the hardest of combat encounters. You just need to keep an ear out for its theme tune if you want a heads up to its arrival. At number 5 on this list we have Omnivorous Flytrap, which bears a striking resemblance to Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. And if the visual resemblance wasn't enough, this creature has a striking resemblance with its abilities to its silver screen counterpart. In the film, Audrey 2 grows bigger and stronger thanks to consuming human blood. Yes, this is a strange horror film, but bear with me with this. Mirroring this, Omnivorous Flytrap gets bigger and bigger when the number of creatures in your graveyard increases, basically feeding off of them like a compost of cardboard goodness. Essentially, the more things your Flytrap feeds off, the bigger it becomes. Very cool. In 4th position we have Arabella, Abandoned Doll. Arabella is an absolutely terrifying impersonator of Annabelle from the Conjuring films. For starters, I love how this creature is legendary. There is nothing I need more in this world than horror references in the command zone. But most importantly, I love how Arabella leads your weenies into battle. And yes, I am a sucker for a Boros deck. Arabella shows that even the smallest of creatures can drain your opponents for all their life and increase yours in the same way. Now that is very demonic if I do say so. And if nothing else, then Arabella's little teddy bear friends are absolutely terrifying in their own right. I just absolutely love the artwork for this card. In my number 3 slot we have Cursed Recording, an homage to the Ring series, or Ringu if you prefer the Japanese versions. The flavour of this card is absolutely outstanding. 7 passages of time until they would be dealt lethal damage if you weren't playing Commander. But the comparisons to the film don't end there. The second ability of this card copies spells, which is just like how in the Ring films you have to copy the videotape and show it to someone else in order to spare yourself from death. Very, very flavourful. Whoever designed this card really understood the assignment. Did I say that right? I really don't understand the language of today's youths. In second place we have Break Down the Door, a perfect reenactment of that scene from The Shining. You know the one I'm talking about. Honestly, it was a difficult decision between this card and Unsettling Twins, but in the end I chose Break Down the Door due to its iconic status in pop culture history. And its abilities are so flavourful. Part 1, Excel Target Bathroom Door. Simple. The second ability I interpret as trying to release the hold that the Overlook Hotel has on Jack, thus exiling the curse placed upon him. And the third ability represents all the visions that Jack sees whilst inside the hotel. Truly a mode for every occasion. And finally, my number 1 pick for horror movie references in Duskmourne is all of the cards that reference Saw. Sorry, I just couldn't pick because there's so many. Let's Play a Game, Trial of Agony, The Lord of Pain, and the not so subtly named Saw all reference Jigsaw and his horrible trials that people have to go through in order to survive their encounter with him. The Lord of Pain shows that each of your opponents are not in control of their own lives, and that each of their actions has consequences for the people around them. Let's Play a Game depicts choosing from a list of options before you, all of which involve sacrifice or pain to each of the players in this evil game. Saw represents the need to sacrifice something in order to gain advantage in one of these games. And finally, Trial of Agony forces a player to make the ultimate choice. Who will live and who will die? You decide. As, you know, you have to choose the targets of the spell when it's cast. You get me? Yeah? And there you have it. Were there any references that I missed? What was your favourite reference from this set? Leave a message in the comments below, I always read them all. I'd like to give a huge thank you to each and every one of our amazing patrons, without whom we'd be unable to keep making content such as this. You guys rock. And don't forget that you can help to support the channel in 4 quick and easy ways. Liking this video, subscribing, hitting that bell icon, and leaving us a comment. I read every one. That's all for now though, we'll see you next time. Stay awesome!